Welcome to this week's episode of Authentic Walk with God. I am your friend and brother, Peter Nlemadindon Mwachuku. I am very happy to have you on this platform for today's discussion. Please relax and prayerfully lend me your ears. God bless you as you listen. Today's topic is When God is with you. Please permit me to begin this discussion by reading from Hebrews chapter 13, verses 5 and 6. I read, "Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, 'Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you.' So we say with confidence, 'The Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me?'" It is a true saying that man is a social being. Nobody wants to be lonely. Every one of us desires and looks for a companion or companions as one of the ways to be happy and healthy. Some experts in the field of human life and behavior claim that loneliness is traumatic. Hence, people from time to time crave for companionship. Yes, human beings are always looking for groups to belong to. For example, church, professional organization, student union, workers or traders union, social club, and so on and so forth. It is very difficult for some people to live happily by themselves without affirmation from other people. While it is okay to socialize with others, it is also important to know that improper socializing or socializing with wrong persons can inflict all kinds of painful wounds on the person who is looking for social acceptance. However, it is a known fact that birds of the same feather flock together. So it is not a surprise to see wicked and evil persons move together. It is not a surprise to see liars and pretenders move together. It is not a surprise to see rumor peddlers and relationship destroyers move together. It is not a surprise to see non-Christians, whether in or outside the church community, move together. On the other hand, Christians fellowship with one another. They practice clean, neat, transparent, and genuine relationship with one another. They help one another to run well the heavenly race by providing one another with needed physical and spiritual, regular, and also occasional assistance. They pray for one another. They counsel one another in times of trial and temptation. They also, in love, condemn unbecoming acts in the lives and behavior of their fellow Christians. Also, Christians regularly meet at designated places to worship God and fellowship with one another in groups because they belong to the same family of God. However, it is unfortunate that sometimes some flaws are experienced in these Christian associations because of our human frailty. Familiarity may breed contempt. Some people, for very flimsy reasons, may decide to withdraw their presence from the lives of their fellow brothers and sisters, either as persons or as an organization. In a few other cases, misunderstanding may cause separation and distance. This happened between Paul and Barnabas during one of Paul's missionary journeys. Also, the first Christian council, which took place in Jerusalem and was presided over by James, the brother of Jesus, was a result of misunderstanding among early Christians on the issues of Hebrew and Gentile Christians and the Mosaic law, especially circumcision and food laws. People, no matter who they are on earth, are not perfect, and they are prone to make imperfect decisions and conclusions. This is the reason we may not totally depend on people's assessment, acceptance, or rejection of us in order to move on in life. At this juncture, let me remind you of the topic for this discussion, which is when God is with you. When God is with you, that is when you are walking with God authentically in this heavenly race. Three main things will happen to you. 1. Your salvation is guaranteed. 2. Your final destination is heaven. 3. You will enjoy eternal life with God. It is a pity today that many people in the Christian community are more concerned about temporary earthly pleasures than heavenly pleasures. They strive for popularity, fame, material prosperity, and affirmation. These persons feel okay as long as they receive commendation and acceptance from their cronies. Most times they say and do things they do not believe in order to impress other people. They behave this way because what matters to them is not eternity in heaven, but prosperity and comfort here and now on earth. But for the Christian, heaven is the ultimate goal. It is the final destination. So always make sure you are walking with God, because Satan will do everything possible, including providing you with fake people, even in the Christian community, to keep you from reaching your destination, which is heaven. On your road to heaven, make sure God is accompanying you. Heed God's instructions and move on. Do not follow any contrary instructions or directions, lest you are diverted by the crowd and agents of Satan. In conclusion, when God is with you, your salvation is definitely guaranteed. Your final destination is heaven, and you will enjoy eternal life. Therefore, stick with God at all times. Do not bother yourself when others marginalize, reject, and withdraw association from you because of your genuine walk with the Lord. Here on earth, the journey was not easy for Jesus. It was not easy for Paul. It was not easy for Stephen. It was not easy for most members of the early Christian communities. It is not going to be easy for you, born again child of God. Please bear that in mind. But one thing is certain. If God is with you, you will see light at the end of the tunnel. God bless you for listening, and may God's presence abide with you continually until you see Him face to face in heaven, when your stay here on earth comes to an end. Until next week, this is your brother and friend Peter Lemadin Donwachuku, Director, Center for Family Life and Pastoral Care, Owerri, Nigeria, saying, God bless you, really good.